heartwarming to see South Africans carrying forward that legacy, believing in the equality of all. You know, just the basics of something like sanitation that I think some of us take for granted that most people out there do not have. So congratulations to Miss Earth South Africa and her team for doing that. But today, of course, we are mourning the loss of Tata Madiba, and to many South Africans out there, Nelson Mandela was like a father, really. And so dealing with that process of grieving is very important and it's very, very difficult. But we have psychologist Dr. Helgo Schomer with us this morning to take us through that and really tell us how to do that. And also remember that you can call us. We are our lines are open on 08391333728. Dr. Helgo, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Yes,
it's a pleasure.
Lovely to have you. Now, it's always difficult losing someone very close to us, like Tata Madiba. He was close to every single one of us in South Africa. But the grieving process, how important is it? How important is it to just take time out and mourn the passing of that person?
Essential for every person. If it's a family member, of course, we are very personally involved in it. Now, this is an icon of the world. And we need to remember that he touched everybody. What was amazing about this man was not just his tenacity and his way of looking forward, but his charisma. And that changed everybody. Whichever room he walked into, whoever he talked to, he touched people. He touched people's soul. We remember the World Cup. Remember that moment of the amazing... It was just gluing everybody together. Well, you know what this is now, with everybody coming? This is the World Cup of the soul.
Wow.
Jeez, that is a very nice way of thinking of it.
That's a profound thing to say. And I mean, when you think about it, this is the silver lining almost on this dark cloud. So, I mean, when we think about him, a man as revered as him, we're talking about him as a status in a status of an icon. How do we go about, as South Africans, mourning and grieving in the healthy kind of way that at the end of the day will see us more united than we were?
You can see the scenes all over the country already. People are talking, connecting. We're a social creature, human beings. And a person like that glues us together. Whichever way you do it is very personal. You can do it in bringing flowers. You can talk to somebody else. You can write a poem. You can sing. You can dance. Whichever way makes sense to you, whichever way has meaning to you, as long as you participate. Because in us, in humanity, in being together, we make sense of our lives. Imagine isolated somewhere in the jungle, not seeing any other human being. We're nobody. We only are somebody when we relate, when we talk, when we're together. And this is the final glue of this man. And I hope, I wish, as you do, that we don't forget too quickly. It's going to carry on. It's fantastic that we're doing it from the moment he died till next Sunday and beyond. Carry on. Maybe you put a picture in your wallet. And again and again, you look at it.
I feel like that helps me to be a bit more connected with what's
I'm going to find the picture. I'm going to laminate it. Then you take it out and you remember. And that remembrance gives you that feeling of, I'm part of this.
Part of something. So that's a perfect way, like we've been doing as well this morning, is just to be able to talk about it and participate in it.
Absolutely.
But it can also happen that loss sometimes goes a bit far, and that leads to depression. At what time would you suggest somebody be looking for help when it goes that far? Because you don't want to have that grief turn into a state of depression.
The normal stages of grief, from the initial shock to disbelief, to the bargaining with whoever you believe is bigger than us, to the depression, is a journey of time for every person differently. Now, we feel pain. What is this about? This is about sorrow, deep felt emotion, sorrow. How long you take in the sorrow depends on you. What I wouldn't like to see is that people become not functioning in life. What did Madiba tell us? Future, look forward, carry forward, be. And if you are in depression, you isolate yourself and you become less and less of a human being. And in the end, you're so isolated that you withdraw. This man was the opposite of withdrawal. Participate. So the signs are quite clear. As soon as you start to isolate yourself, you can't function anymore, you don't do your daily job anymore, you don't relate anymore. That is when you should actually talk to somebody, maybe a priest, an imam, maybe a professional, maybe a counselor, maybe a social worker. Sometimes your friends are very good at it.
Dr. Helgo, I mean, you're a very connected man, and I want to know, to you, what is it that you take with you from the life of Madiba? What is it that you'd like to convey to the nation out there that we should perhaps take forward?
His attitude. Never die, never carry... you carry on. Look at what... Nobody of us, if I think of myself being incarcerated for a week, I can't even imagine it. 18 years... another 7 on top of that, 27 years altogether. It's unbelievable. So this tenacity to carry forward. With my daughter, our youngest daughter, we saw the film, Long Walk to Freedom. And when my daughter walked out, the youngest one is 15, she said, Dad, what an amazing attitude towards life.
Wow.
Never give up. And didn't they have to change the guards in the prison again and again? Because even the vicious ones were eventually touched by his humanity and became nicer people.
Wow.
That's what I'm taking forward.
That is
You
incredible.
can change anybody with the right attitude.
Love it, love it. Thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you,
Helgo.
Dr. Helgo.
And I
That is,
think, yeah.
Very, very special. I mean, just to think about the attitude of this man, and I think, I don't have words to say, you know, he
I
really
think
touched so many people.
It just leaves you with a big smile
Yeah.
on your face.